Hello, gang. Welcome back to another game review. Today, I'm going to review, I'll say the Horizon series in general, like Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. For those that don't know,
Assassin.
they're basically both just massive open world RPGs. They're set in a post apocalyptic world, and you play as Aloy, a tribeswoman who has to go pretty much save the world and fight giant monster machine things, which is very cool. Um, okay, let's just go through each category. Or first, let me say Forbidden West is much better than Zero Dawn, and Horizon Zero Dawn is already like one of the best games I've ever played. So that just says a lot about like the consistency. The quality is very high. Okay, let's think about some things. Okay, for one, the graphics are probably something that pull people a lot because the graphics are great. It just looks beautiful. The environment and the NPCs and the robot dinosaurs, they just look really good. Um, the music is awesome. There are some themes that I have on like my video game music playlist. Um, like the fight themes they're very techno, but they're also like they give it the sense of epicness it needs. Um, the story, okay, the story is a big part, just like in general. So I'll skip over that for now. The gameplay is also great. The open world exploration is pretty good. It's not as good as a lot of other like of the massive open world RPGs that I love so much, but it still has good exploration. The environment is cool, so that's what matters. Let's see. Oh, and then the combat. The combat is definitely better. Gets better as the series goes on. It just gets more like fluid, I guess, but it's still pretty good in both games. There's a lot of emphasis on like preparation as opposed to like just raw force. You kind of need to know like what your plan is going in, because if you don't, you will probably get your ass whooped very badly. But that's a good part of it. It's pretty great. The amount of content each game is also a lot, so you get a lot out of these games. There's just so much to do, and also like collectible stuff, which is great. Okay, um, now what I would say is probably the thing that sets it apart from so many other games is the storytelling in general, both the main story and side quests, and also like environmental storytelling. Um, so first, there's the main story. It's the main stories are like they're pretty good. They're not insanely good, but they are decent. The first game, in my opinion, has a somewhat better story, and but the second one actually delivers on like the experience, like the playable part more. Like the final boss of the first game is generally seen to be really boring, and I agree. But the second game has an actual like fight, and that's really good. It was a lot better, which is good because it shows they improved as well. But both have a pretty compelling narrative. Like it makes you want to know what happens next. And they take you all over the place too, so it's cool. Then there's the side quests. This is where I think they really shine, especially Forbidden West, is because while the main story is compelling and has like good characters and it's interesting and the themes are important and it's cool and epic, the side quests, like the stories of random characters, are so like human to me. That this is why I like those games is because like despite being in like a post-apocalyptic crazy world with robot dinosaurs everywhere, they really capture like the human experience, I guess. Like you can find so many different kinds of people. Like you like one of the ones that sticks out the most to me is you help a guy like confirm his partner's death basically cuz his partner dies and you have to go like look for the body, or not look for the body, but you have to go like investigate, and you find out, yeah, he's dead, and that's just wow. It was brutal, and it was just a random NPC. Um, and there's so much variation. There's just so many different like different kinds of people, NPCs you can meet in the game that like really make the world feel alive. Then there's the environmental storytelling, like the little bits of lore hint littered around. I actually did like this more in the first game, but I think that's mainly because by the end of the first game, you know the big like secret of the world, kind of. Because there is more that is revealed in Forbidden West, obviously, because they have to. That makes sense. But in Horizon Zero Dawn, it's pretty much a mystery game. Like it's an open world RPG with action, but the actual like driving part of it, I feel like, is just that you're trying to solve the mystery of what happened, and it's awesome. I don't want to say anything about it because if anyone ever plays it, I don't want to spoil it. It's just that good. Um, yeah, okay. I think that's kind of it about why I like it so much. I don't know, Taiga, any thoughts or questions?
Um, you said it was like very human, right?
Yes.
Like you said that for the story as well.
Hmm.
Like, do you have like any like, do you know why they're able to make it human?
Hmm. I think okay. Well, I think one part is the like okay. This is less about the writing and more like the themes and how they convey it because both games are very like techno robot heavy. In Horizon Zero Dawn, all the actual people are just people. There aren't like robots that you interact with,
I
but
see.
that juxtaposition of like, oh, it's humans and there's also these like cold, like steel robots, it makes it. It's just kind of like I don't know. It shows their humanity more, and the same thing in Stray, since all the characters are actually robots. It's like, despite that, they do it in different ways, but it's like I don't know. I feel like with techno, ultra techno kind of like aesthetics, it makes it more interesting because it's like, oh, there is still humanity, and that's like not even that's the main point. The techno stuff is just an aesthetic. It's not the theme. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But
Yeah, yeah.
also just like good writing. Like that's kind
It's
of
good
it.
writing.
Yeah, I don't know the
I
secret to
see.
good writing, but that's what it is. Cause like if they make you feel for like in Stray, they make you feel for characters that you meet for such a short time. And same thing Horizon Zero Dawn, they make you care for characters, some that you have met for a long time, but some that are just random people you see once in a quest and then never again. Um, or you visit settlements that you do stuff in and then you leave and it's like, okay, that's it. There's nothing else to do there. But I don't know. It's awesome. Um, yeah, that's my review on the Horizon series. Um, I they get a lot of hate, but I feel it's not warranted because clearly
Mm.
they have put a lot of love into that game series, even though it's AAA, which is pretty great in my opinion. Um, and I'm excited for the next one to come out. I look forward to it a lot because if it's anything as good as the others, I'll put 100 hours into it probably. Um,
Nice.
let's go. That's it. Also, make sure you play Monster Hunter Wilds because it releases in 2 weeks. Okay, bye. Okay, awesome sauce.